Yo, yo, it's Pika. What's going on? I'm calling in from Singapore. It is Thursday night, and this is episode 46 of my Night Owl episode. That didn't make any sense just now. Night Owl show. um, let's see. Today was a tough day, man. I didn't sleep again. I'm having such issues. I talked about a dilemma yesterday. That was my alarm to make sure that I got up to do this show. I talked about a dilemma yesterday and what it means to really care. And today, I'm going to talk to you about radio silence. So, as all of you have well guessed, I actually opened up my circle to someone that I thought would be a great asset to my life. They seem to be very, very motivational. They seem to be very, very concerned. They seem to want the best for me, which I don't often get in people that aren't related to me, that aren't, childhood friends or have been with me since day one. So it was different, it was nice, and I was drawn in, I'm not going to lie. I am looking for people with that kind of energy. I'm looking for people who don't want anything, but want to serve somehow. Because that's the kind of person I am. So, like I said, I opened up my circle to this person, and it was great for a while it lasted. And I'm not sure what the universe has in mind for me, or if it was some kind of sick joke, whatever. Either way, I feel like there's always a lesson, right? So I don't actually fail. I learn. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you learn. And unfortunately, it looks like this is going to be a learning stepping stone kind of deal. It's funny how quickly you build habits, okay? From where I stand right now, it seems like I had the opportunity to let someone in, which was great. Like I said, we started working on a project together, which was awesome. And pretty soon, the amount of communication that was going on between us increased, like tenfold. It was exponential increase in the amount of time we spent talking to each other, running ideas by each other, talking about utter random crap, whatever, life in general, our families, our homes, whatever. It was really great. It was almost like I adopted a best friend, okay? And unfortunately for me, the way that our relationship grew exponentially means that they took up more and more time in my life, which is not a bad thing. I am the kind of person who would be happy to make room for people if I see that they actually can serve me and I can serve them. It's like a mutually exclusive relationship that would be mutually beneficial as well. What I found was, as the relationship kind of died down, and I'm not sure why, I couldn't tell you to save my life what exactly happened for the communication to break down, but for some reason it's breaking down, okay? And it is a little bit painful for me because I get attached very, very easily. I love with all my heart. I want to see everyone succeed, and even if it's someone as simple as a maid in the house, okay, I get super, super attached. Mostly because I have been on a quest all my life to kind of find home, to kind of define what home is. And for me, home has always been someone and not some place. I moved around a lot, y'all know this. Home for the longest time was my grandmother. Wherever my grandmother was, that was home. She raised me. That was my mom, okay? She was my heart. That was everything to me. And moving back to Singapore, the reason I even chose Singapore and leave my husband on the other side of the globe is because my grandmother was here. My grandmother was here, my grandfather was here, my mom's whole side of the family was here. So I moved here thinking, all right, I've got a support system set up already. It shouldn't be that difficult for me to start over. And it wasn't. It was pretty great. She was there for me while I was trying to get over this breakup. I was at rock bottom. I was binge watching Scandal, you guys, okay, to get over what was going on with me. And unfortunately, yes, I was not paying attention to my daughter because I was so broken. I could not see straight. It was all I could do to get up in the morning and eat. So, like I said, home for me was a person. Unfortunately, my grandmother has passed on since I moved to Singapore back in 2013. My grandfather has also moved on. We have moved from our ancestral home. The home that I grew up in, the home that my uncles grew up in, my mom grew up in, that home has now been sold. It's no longer there. So now, and I'm very grateful, I'm living in my mother's house, but my mother is also not here. My brother is also not here. I am by myself. I'm physically by myself, especially since I let the maid go in April. So I'm not telling you all this to kind of like complain about, oh my God, woe upon me that, I just don't have any support system. I am trying to explain to you what it is that my mindset is trying to reach for now. I lost my idea of home. Since November of last year, when we moved back to, well, not November, August, I moved back to my mom's house and everything, and slowly, one by one, everyone kind of just left. So my mom left in August, after my grandfather passed away in July. My brother left in November. Finally, I had to fire the maid in April, and I've been struggling ever since. It's been one thing after another, y'all. It's been like one landmine after another. It was a 2-week stint of heavy fever for baby girl, where I was here by myself. I ran off to the hospital at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out, what to do and how to get rid of this fever, where they told me, oh no, that's not really a high fever, even though it was 103 degrees Fahrenheit, and I shouldn't be worried. And I was freaking out because for me, if it's 103, I'm thinking it's going to scramble her brain if it gets any higher. So we got through that, her being very sick. But unfortunately for me, she lost a lot of weight. And since then, it's been a struggle to get her to eat, to get her to put back on the weight that she lost, for her to be comfortable and feel secure in any slight cold that might come her way. She panics now. If she gets a slight cold, if there's a little bit of phlegm, she will freak out and be like, oh my God, do I have a fever? Do I have a fever? Do I have a fever? Because she remembers, it's right there in her memory about that one time that she had a fever. After she got sick, I actually got sick as well. And from there, it's been like a roller coaster, like I said. So I lost one job, got into a new job. My mom came home for a little bit. That was really nice. But like I said, I get attached easy. My mom was here for two months. And I had the opportunity to kind of get back in the rhythm of things, having someone else in the house, having someone that I could ask, hey, if I'm having trouble with work, do you mind going to pick up little mama from the daycare? Can you help me out? To be able to ask for help is a major blessing. And somehow it became habit again to see my mom all the time. And of course, as luck would have it, she had to leave. So mid-August, actually the day that I started work in my new job is the day she actually left. And the funny thing is, by the time my mother left, I had already formed this tight relationship with this person that I was just mentioning earlier, and we were talking all the time. So even though my mom had left, I didn't feel that emptiness because I had this person. I had this person that I was talking to all the time. No, that person is not physically in Singapore, but even then, thanks to internet, everything is closer than it usually would have been, and I don't have to worry about much. I mean, if you send a message, even if there's a time difference, when they see it, and they write back when they have a chance. So it was beautiful. So yes, I got attached to my mom being back, and she left, but I was no longer upset about her having left because I had someone else who had taken her place. Kind of. It's not, no one can take your mom's place, right? Anyway, so talking to this person has been the highlight of my life for the last, 35 days, something like that. It's been amazing. It's been very rewarding, very supportive, very loving and kind. And it's the kind of relationship I would only dream of. I mean, if I could dream up someone like this to marry, I would. Okay? That's how deep this shit was. But for some reason, I asked a question 2 days ago, and the question was not met with the most respect. It was kind of like it caught that person off guard and pissed them off, and since then, radio silence. It has been difficult for me to get through the day because obviously anything that would have happened during the day that I would have ordinarily texted them about, like, hey, guess what, this happened, or hey, how are you, I miss you, what's going on, what are you up to, stupid stuff like that, just to kind of mark time. It has been a super challenge today. I was told that they would call me back, and I am trying to respect their decision and not rush them into anything, but I feel like that was an excuse for me not to to reach out and contact them so that they have the space to come back to me whenever they feel like, and I don't know if I can trust that they're actually going to come back to me and talk to me. But that's cool, all right? Radio silence for me does one of two things. Part of me wants to cry, part of me wants to lament over the fact that I've lost another relationship. Whether it be a friendship relationship, romantic relationship, brother, sisterly relationship, any of that stuff. It breaks me down to lose people. I have done nothing but lose people since I was born. And it's very, very difficult for me to wrap my head around losing someone else. Especially when they become a staple in your life, it's very difficult. Anyway, so one of two things, like I said. One is to lament the fact that I lost a relationship. The other side of it is a little more of a deviant side of it. And for me, and especially with this full moon in Pisces, it's making me want to rage. It's making me want to, what is that word? Stonewall everything and everyone until I can justify my wounds and get over them, and then I can go back to being me. And right now I'm at a crossroads with that. The radio silence of this relationship currently is upsetting me, I'm not going to lie. And I don't know how to manage it. And I've always told people, look, if they're going to cut you off, whatever they're going to cut you off, you can't really do anything about it. Like I mentioned yesterday, you can't do anything but control your emotions. Not your emotions, I'm sorry. Control your actions and your thoughts. And if I can't control my thoughts around this, because they jump from one extreme to the other, they jump all day long. And I'm having trouble with that. Normally I would tell people, hey, if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through, a hiatus of some sort where you're missing something in a relationship, the best thing you can do is keep busy. Unfortunately for me, but it's true for everyone, I think, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. I can tell you what the medicine is. I can tell you what the fix is. I know what the fix is. But doing, honey, that is the sun, the moon, and the stars. That is the most difficult thing in the world to achieve, and I'm having trouble doing it. I'm actually really glad I have this audio right now. And no, I'm not here to bitch and complain about what's going on in my life, but I think it's relevant, and I think it's something that everyone kind of goes through, and I want to show you that, hey, you know what? In the midst of all these business plans, in the midst of my CEO-ship, okay, and all these things that I'm looking to grow, these things that I'm looking to push and, twist and churn and change, I'm trying to grow. And unfortunately, the radio silence has me at standstill. The radio silence has me wanting to curl up in a ball and sit there until they come back. And obviously, I need to prepare for what if they don't come back. I need to be ready for what happens if they don't actually care. I didn't actually mean what I thought I meant to those people. So I need to prepare for that, because guess what? I don't have the help. Baby girl still has to go to school in the morning, and I need to survive. I don't have time for the nervous breakdown I deserve. So right now, this radio silence is echoing loud in my head. And as much as I want to reach out to that person, I can't. I don't think it's the right thing. I don't think it will help anything. I'm just going to let it be. I would rather them come back to me on their own terms rather than me force them into a corner and then force them into the decision that I really don't want anyway. I don't want them to say, get the fuck out, I'm done. You know what I mean? So, emotions, y'all. I am a very emotional creature. As much as I can appear to be level-headed, as much as I can pretend that nothing phases me, it does. It really does. I may look like I have shark skin. Unfortunately, I'm all heart. So I don't even know what to do from here. I know that tomorrow I'm off. I know that tomorrow, usually when I'm off, this person and I would usually speak all day. And it would be a great comfort to hear from that person. But again, I'm not sure. So I need to figure out what to do in the meantime. Like I said, I don't have my daughter with me tomorrow. She'll be in school, I'll be off. And I'm not sure entirely what I'm going to do with my day where I won't just sit around and wait by the phone. And that's not the kind of person I am. And I got shit to do. I got to clean the house. I got to cook this stuff that's going on. I need to get moving. Like I said, I don't have time for the breakdown that I deserve. So we will see how tomorrow goes. And hopefully, if I can get my act together, I will get more work done tomorrow. There are little things I need to tweak on the website. I need to go ahead and start writing blog posts again. I need to go ahead and, check in on the coaching website. I have a mock coach call tomorrow to do because I need to test out some equipment. I understand that there's a way to have WhatsApp calls and record them, and I need to check and see if I can do it and if it actually works very well, because I have coaching calls this weekend that I need to complete and go ahead and review them and distribute them within my group chat so that my team can actually listen to the way I do coaching calls. So I'm actually really excited about that. That part of my life is taking off with flying colors. I just wish that my energy level was not attached to my emotions at the moment, because I feel like my inspiration is kind of gone a little bit. My light has dimmed a little bit, and I don't want that to rub off on anyone. But I am sharing it with you, my audience, because I think it's important for you to know that I am human, that I fall, that I will try and claw my way up again, but I do fall, and more often than you think. I don't want you to think that, one day in, 6 months, suddenly when you all recognize my name, my voice, what I talk about, I don't want you to think, well, shit, where was she? She kind of just up and came all of a sudden. She was overnight success. Nope, I am not an overnight success. This is years and years and years of trying this and trying that and trying to be the best person that I can be a good role model to my daughter, come out on top every time, take the high road as often as possible, try not to dick anyone over in the meantime. This has been a process. This is the process of my life. And I want you to know that I am real, that I do feel, that I stutter step sometimes too. But I will come back. I will come back stronger every time. It's just going to take me a little bit for me to lick my wounds and get back on my feet. So without further ado, this is the episode about radio silence. And I wish it was different. I wish there was another way around this, but there isn't at the moment. I don't see any way around this. I don't see any way that I could get that person to communicate with me without them wanting to, without pushing them into a corner, and because they're backed into a corner, they give me the answer that I really, really don't want. So I'm trying my best to give them the benefit of the doubt, to give them the space that they possibly need, to come back and talk to me when they're rational and capable of normal speech patterns. Anyway, you guys, I love you all. I really enjoy the fact that I have an outlet like this. My aim is to serve, honestly. I am a giver. I am a lover. It's all I really know how to do. I know how to love people very, very well. I don't know how to love myself as well. I'm working on that. That'll come with time, but I was always told to put everyone else first. I was taught that in any decision-making process, you weigh the pros and the cons. You decide how many people it would hurt and how many people it would help, and then you make the decision based on those numbers. But the catch is, you cannot be part of that equation. And maybe that's antiquated in its thinking and logic. Maybe I am a martyr after all, but it's served me well so far. I've been able to take the high road. I've been able to be righteous and live a morally fulfilling life so far. Yes, I've been hurt a lot along the way. Yes, I've been brokenhearted most of my life. But you know what? I'm getting used to it. So don't worry about me. I will get there. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you in on little pieces of my life as I see fit, because there are always nuggets in everything that I've lived through. There's always something that I can share that you might be able to glean a little bit of insight from. So maybe you won't feel so alone when you're going through these things. You won't feel like, it's only the simple people that go through heartbreaks. Not all of us go through heartbreaks, but it's okay. It's all right. It means that I tried again. I had the courage to try again. As many times as I've been stepped on, as many times as I've been used, as many times as people have tried really hard to make a fool of me, I still come back swinging, you guys. It should go take me a little bit. So bear with me, and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye.